Yobachi 2007 back at you with another one. Well, here we go again. Medical health professionals acting like unrequited fools on TikTok. These are the nurses out of Emory Hospital, and we're going to see what they're talking about. You guys are probably may have seen this making the rounds so already. If you haven't, we'll get into it. But these are some nurses, and they're doing this Icks challenge, which is really some silly foolishness for grown women to sit up and be doing in general. The whole concept of what's my ick. That whole thing is very childish and just very low grade off the top. But let's listen in on these professionals while they are at work.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs, and it's still in your hands.
Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain with just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your
Excuse
family
me,
member coming
excuse
at the
me,
front
excuse me, can I
desk
have some water?
asking for something
Excuse me, can I
else.
have a blanket?
Another ick when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh no.
Ick.
Say that.
It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
It's the medical health professionals acting like utter fools for me. Grown women, and particularly professionals, acting like this is my ick. They're on the job, and yet they're constantly engaged in just utter foolishness rather than doing their work. Again, we have, as I talked about before with Unusual Bree, you're talking about your patients, and you should be working rather than making TikTok content like some child who can't focus in class but is playing on their phone all day. You're playing on your phone when you're supposed to be taking care to people's medical health needs. It's just too much. It's unprofessional and it's unacceptable. And people aren't going to accept it. And these women weren't accepted with this foolishness. They were fired by Emory, and we applaud that. Before we go further into this, though, if you wouldn't mind giving me a like on this video, hit the subscribe so you can get more. But definitely like this video and help push us through the algorithm. And with that, we'll get back to the show. Uh, Again, we have these women on the job, and they're again, once again, talking about their patient population rather than attending to their job and doing what they are hired to do. You're making fun of people who are spending a bunch of money and whose health well-being is in your hands, and you think it's a joke and it's acceptable to talk about your own patients like this, and it is not. Again, like with Unusual Bree, another black female health professional playing on TikTok, it is completely out of order for you to make fun of your own patient population. In that case, they're making fun directly of specific patients, denigrating them, denigrating their ask about things that they aren't typically familiar with. They don't work at your job every day and do what you do every day and think about the things that you're commonly familiar with. And these ladies are going on there to mock them. So just as we talked about Unusual Bree, the first video we did where I uncovered why she has such a disdain and denigration towards black men based on some things that happened in her life that she basically tells on herself about in this video. And then we looked more at her professionalism and her lack of accountability and professional ethics in this video here, which we're going to take a little bit of a look at now to get an understanding of what's the problem with this kind of activity. You have as a medical health professional, you have a standard of ethics that you're supposed to abide by, and these women aren't doing that. There is a higher level of professionalism that is required of you. This is not being a clerk at the general dollar and saying, oh, what's the big deal, as some people will. Of course, the excuse makers and the black can do no wrong excuse makers that keep black folks down by not having any accountability or standards for our community or out with that kind of nonsense once again. but you have a greater standard. First of all, you're on the job. Stop playing on your phone at work and actually do your job. Stop trying to make silly TikTok content for attention. And this is another problem, significant problem with modern women, this unbridled need for attention constantly. Sit your butt down and do your job, strong, independent black woman, and stop with all the foolishness. That's number one. But number two, when you're talking about a medical health professional, you have a greater standard of ethics of which you need to abide by, and you have a greater accountability for how you behave, particularly on the job, and talking about your patient population. Here's what happened with Unusual Bree, if you don't remember.
The TikTok therapist to let you know that men who she first deems as having mental health problems are also dusty bees. We looked at in a previous video her basically confessing to why she's the way she is. We have her in one of her videos basically talking about the background that we can extrapolate leads to her being the way she is, and basically her admitting that she has unhealed traumas, yet and still she's trying to be the paragon of repairing other people's traumas and identifying to them in a very aggressive manner and very sexually salacious manner, as we can see here, and we'll see continually in the video we're going to watch today, what their problems are, yet she's clearly has not dealt with hers. We're going to talk about accountability and kind of a low moral values in the lost value system and how that leads to the loss or the lack of her professional accountability. Let's start with this video and then we'll get into it more.
I am completely and utterly baffled at the fact that me being a mental health professional and telling y'all to be sluts is like just so like groundbreaking. No one has ever affirmed that you can go bust that shit wide open and still be an okay person. Nobody affirmed for you that you can be the biggest slut that you want and still be okay. No.
So we're already off to a bad start. The promotion of low-grade culture.
So this is the start of what she's talking about. She's on here with this foolishness. This is your mental health professional. This is black excellence. This is what we deal with both in the professional realm, but then men who are looking to date black women. These are the professional women that we are having to deal with a lot of the times, unfortunately, with this kind of mind state and this kind of action that they're taking. Let's listen to a little bit more of Bree and her foolishness before we wrap up with some quick final comments. But the part I want to play here, this is her crying after the fact, after she supposedly pretended to apologize, then took it back, then got fired, and then came on here, and now it's the tears. And I bet those women at the Emory hospital, they're crying with the same tears right now, but they're sorry after the fact, even though it was obvious that it was wrong to do before the fact. But I bet you they're really not sorry about their actions. They think they're justified, and here's her justifying herself again.
Ability that we already have here, her framing it as she just told people to go to therapy. She knows that's a lie. You know that's a lie. We all know that's a lie. What she did is singled out a certain group of people based on their race and gender, said they were somehow psychologically and emotionally deficient. And then her way of helping as a clinical professional, her way of helping those folks who she identified and deemed were psychologically deficient, and she deemed them so solely based on their race gender combination. Her way of dealing with those people was to call them dusty bitches. That's what a clinical psychologist, that's how she treats her patient population. Again, this is well below the ethical standards of a professional clinician.
Yeah, I may have lost my employment, but all of the clients that I've had that I've spent 2, 3, 4, 5 years with establishing therapeutic rapport now no longer have a therapist.
Yes, they will. They will just have a different therapist than you and a better therapist. And for the men, one who is not dangerous to them as you are, because you do not have their well-being in mind. You see them as lesser beings who are to be attacked and who are some kind of enemy of who you are, because this is the black feminist ideology of the day, that black men are the enemy and black women are to overcome them and to dominate them.
The people that I was serving have very severe mental disorders.
As does she, which is why she shouldn't be treating them.
So While you guys did this shit for clicks and views, my clients lost a support system.
Them. They didn't lose anything. They got reassigned to better, probably more qualified and more mentally stable therapists, so they might actually be able to get some help. And then the further issue here is getting back to this accountability. While you guys did this for likes and clicks, when in fact we have her whole page of her doing this for likes and clicks, her shaking like a stripper for likes and clicks.
Yeah, so there we go. And this gets back to the point that we made with the nurses as well. All of this just for some attention. This insatiable need for the modern woman to be on display and to always be putting on a show and to always be being out there, just having to be heard and be seen by everybody, doing everything and making content instead of doing your job and having compassion for your patients, which is what you're supposed to do, not go online and mock them on your employer's dime, on your employer's time as well. And so this is what it comes down to. They deserve to be fired. I'm glad they were fired. We need to have standards. We need to have accountability, and we need people to stand up and be professionals. If you want to work in the healthcare field or any type of sensitive field, you're going to have to act with some decorum and with some discretion. The world doesn't revolve around you and your TikTok fetish. Get over it, ladies. Do what you're supposed to do. Let's step up and take care of business. Once again, I'm Yobachi 2007, and I'm out with this one, but definitely subscribe to the channel. We keep this content humming. Hit the like, push this one through the algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one. Out.